What's up guys, this is Justin Bogle with Rocky Mountain ATV MC, and these are my top 5 pre-race tips.
All right everyone, so we are out here at Las Vegas Supercross with the man Justin Bogle. Justin, thanks for having us.
Thanks for having me.
So Justin, you've been racing dirt bikes a super long time. You probably can't count the amount of gate drops that you've had in your lifetime.
Yeah, no idea. I honestly am not good at math either, so there's no point in even trying.
So you probably have a routine that you go through when it comes to pre-race. You have some sort of system that you do each and every time. Right now it's probably second nature to you because you've been doing it for so long. But we know there's a lot of you viewers out there who probably maybe aren't too sure what you should be doing leading up to a race. So we've got Justin who's going to give us your top 5 tips on what you would do to get ready for a race. So start us off with tip number 1.
First things first, you got to make sure your bike's ready to go. Working order, make sure everything's tight, got gas in that thing. You don't want any unnecessary problems with lack of maintenance or lack of preparation. So for me, I'm very, very fortunate. I have a mechanic, one of the best in the business, that takes care of my KTM motorcycle, and I don't have to do it myself because there's been times I have, and it's tough for me. I'm not mechanically inclined, but it's something you have to do regardless. So make sure that the bike is in working order, good to go, and that's by far the most important number 1 tip.
So now Justin, for your second tip, we were talking about it. You said eating right and then eating and timing your meal before you go out and race.
Yes, very important.
Okay.
What you're putting in your body, fuel-wise, for you, just as important as anything else. So you want to make sure you're getting the right stuff. For me, I eat a lot of simple things on race day. White rice, chicken, avocado, I eat that quite a bit. For the most part, for breakfast, I keep it pretty simple, but if you're timing it for the races, I'd say nothing within 30 minutes of race time. You don't want to have a heavy stomach, and you don't want your body working overtime trying to digest.
They say not to swim on a full stomach.
That's the thing. You're not going to swim within 30 minutes, so don't ride within 30 minutes. That's a pretty easy way to remember.
So you say an hour minimum before your race is the last time you want to eat anything?
Yeah, generally I like to do about 45 minutes. So hour to 45 minutes before you're racing, I think is a good time frame to work off of. Also, it's kind of specific to each person, but if you're going off a general guideline, I'd say about 45 minutes to an hour, and just make sure it's the right stuff too. You're not going to want to eat fast food or candy or something, nothing crazy before you're racing.
So make sure, prep some food for the track day, have good food, and like Justin said, about 45 minutes to an hour. You don't want to eat too much after that before your race starts.
All right, so tip number 3, that's going to be hydration. You don't want to just chug a bunch of water before you go race, obviously. We know that. Right. You're going to have all this water sloshing around in your stomach.
Same thing with eating too soon.
Exactly. You're just going to be uncomfortable. Okay. And your body has to work overtime to process things like that. So just all day long hydrating. Water, electrolytes, that's, whatever electrolyte drink you want to use, or, some people drink Pedialyte, things like that. Yeah. So just making sure it's kind of an all day thing, and even the day before you want to start working on that, because it's hard to make up time with hydration. You kind of have to plan that out,
Is there a set amount of water that you like to try and drink on race day? Do you have like, okay, I'm gonna drink a gallon today, or do you just say, hey, I just gotta make sure I'm conscious and just constantly drinking water throughout the day?
I think just being conscious of it and just drinking all day long and not going too crazy with it, but also it's tough to remember on race day,
Sure.
So you don't want to get into things like cramping and things like that, and you just start not feeling good if you with lack of water and things like that. So I think just all day long, and then on a normal basis, a gallon a day is a pretty good estimate of what you should be doing. Sure. So
especially when you're riding, you're sweating, you got to be drinking more water.
Exactly, and I don't like to change a whole lot on race day in comparison to my normal day. So I'd say about a gallon would probably be a smart move.
All right, so tip number 3, stay hydrated. All right, so tip number 4 from Justin we were talking about, this is something that I think way too many people don't do, including myself, I'm guilty, is warming up and then stretching. So you were kind of explaining your routine, so give the fans kind of how you go through the warm-up process and why stretching before you ride is so important.
Yeah, I mean, we're all guilty of forgetting to stretch or warm up and things like that, but for me, warming up super important. I just get, 8 to 10 minutes on a spin bike. Nothing crazy, I don't go do anything nuts, I just get the blood flowing and just get the body moving. And then obviously stretching out a little bit, making sure you're just loosened up, really. You just don't want to go out, and you have to go as fast as you can first lap, you're losing a lot of vital time there if you aren't ready to go right when the gate drops. So
Sure.
you just want to make sure the blood's flowing and you're ready to go, and it also gets the mind working a little better too, you know, just having everything kind of in working order before you get out there. Just like having your bike ready, you want to make sure that your body's also ready, because you don't have time to figure it out, or you don't have time to make a mistake, you know?
Sure. And then I've also heard that, you know, getting warmed up beforehand can help reduce the arm pump, because you already had that blood flow, so it's not just surging in all at once. Is that something you've really experienced?
Yeah, I think with arm pump, things like that are obviously going to help.
Sure.
There's no way it's a bad thing, you know, get warmed up, just get the blood flowing, you know, and then it's going, and it doesn't have to, you know, like you said, rush to the forearms, and then you get all tight. And that also, like I said, coming in warmed up a little bit, you're not going to be quite so, I guess, caught off guard by, you know, the race. You're a little more ready for it just by being warmed up.
Yeah, you're not going from just a normal heart rate. Well, I think
0 to
everyone
60,
gets,
man.
Yeah,
You know?
0 to 60, you don't want to do that. But you guys' heart rates are probably getting up a little bit as you're sitting on the starting line just from nerves. But definitely, but just because your heart rate's going fast and you're on the line doesn't necessarily mean that you got blood flow going through the whole body. So,
Exactly.
All right, so tip number 4, got to stay or get warmed up.
Warmed up, stretch.
There you go.
All right, guys, so 5th and final tip here, inspect the track. We get a parade lap before our races, but if you don't, say you're at a local race, amateur, national, whatever that is, take some time to ride around the track and just check out lines and get a good look and feel for what you're gonna be going into.
Right.
Same thing as warming up, kind of warming up the mind for that, you know? You don't wanna go into it completely cold without seeing beforehand what you have that you're getting yourself into. There may be some holes or a kicker on a jump or something that you don't want to hit that first lap and not know what's coming, you know?
Well, it gives you a game plan, right? Because I'm sure when you guys are on the line, whether it's a Supercross race or outdoor national, you already in your mind, I'm assuming, kind of have a visualization of what your first lap is going to be like. It's probably ripping a hole shot, but then at that point, you're already thinking, okay, first turn, I'm taking this rut or this line, and I'm not taking this area.
Yeah,
and it probably saves you. Otherwise,
course.
you're making that split-second decision, and that can make or break, I'm sure, any race.
It can make or break the whole race, you know? So coming into it, you don't want to overthink, obviously, but a good game plan and just knowing what lines you're going to take, kind of where you're going to go and where your breathing points are, all that stuff, you know, it's really important. So just make sure you get a good look at the track. It's the same thing as anything, you know, you're getting the body ready, you're getting the bike ready, so you got to get the mind ready as well, knowing what to expect.
So cruise around, look at the track, find out the lines you want to take, so that way on the gate drop, you're sitting there, you're visualizing the lap, you're visualizing the race, and that, I've been there where I've done that sight lap, and it makes a huge difference when you're, you know, in the moment, because you forget a lot of things. I've had times where I'm out on the track and I'm like, hey, second corner, don't take the inside rut, and then you get there and you end up taking the inside rut. You're like, why did I do that?
Lo and behold, here we go in the inside rut. So yeah, stuff like that, you know, you just want to make sure you're ready to go.
Sure.
And hold up, I got a bonus tip, number 6. All right, y'all ready for this? If you're not having fun, there's no point in doing any of this. Even at our level, at the highest level racing Supercross in the 450 class, you have to enjoy it. It's really difficult, you know, it's tough to do this as a profession, so having fun, man. I think I'm perfecting the art of having fun as well, you know.
Well, your no-foot cans, that you
go do
swag on the
good.
track.
You go do good, you can throw some whips and no-footed can, whatever your trick is, knack, I don't know, it depends. Some people do different things, so even if it's just waving at the crowd, you know, you get the crowd into it too. But at a local level, man, growing up, I was always doing tricks, anything I could learn. Take it to the weekend and do a trick when I'm on 60s, 80s, whatever. So
yeah, I think people just take it way too serious at times. Even just local races where there's nothing on the line, you're just there to have a good time. If you're getting mad at yourself or pissed off, and it's like, why are you out here?
Yeah, it's
You're
good.
here because you love to ride a dirt bike.
Exactly. It's good to, we all have that competitive fire, you know, that's just all in us. But yeah, man, without fun, this stuff gets really tough to do, even at a weekend warrior fun level.
Yep.
Fun level for a reason, you know, it needs to be
Exactly.
fun. You have to enjoy it. So, I mean, that's been huge for me this year. My results coming around, I'm having so much fun, man.
Awesome. Well, there it is. 6th bonus tip is have fun on the races. Hey, Justin, thanks so much for doing this. Remember, guys, get subscribed to Rocky Mountain ATVMC's YouTube channel because we've got a lot of other great top 5 videos just like the one you saw today. So get subscribed, and that way you guys don't miss out. Justin, thanks so much. Thanks for watching.